50 Cent and Tyler Perry making movies, no good can come of this. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. Better get the go slow, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Former rapper turned media mogul Curtis 50 Cent Jackson had a meeting with filmmaker Tyler Perry that is going to shake the foundations of black media and will shape the image of black people for generations. Now, former rapper turned media mogul Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is getting ready to open up his own movie studio, G Unit Studios, in Shreveport, Louisiana. And as he makes his plans to open up his own studio in Shreveport, Louisiana, he decided to have a visit with Tyler Perry at his Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. And as the two men met, they made plans to participate in a collaboration to make films for black audiences. Now, a collaboration between Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Tyler Perry is not going to be good for foundational black Americans or the foundational black American image. Now, I have said in many videos, those who control the money control the media, and those who control the media control the narrative. And with these two individuals working together to control the media and the narrative of the black image, we are not going to get any images that elevate the image of foundational black American people. No, what we're going to get are a whole bunch of images that are designed to promote anti-black racism with black faces and perpetuate anti-black narratives that further reinforce the ideals of white supremacy. Because Curtis 50 Cent Jackson Esquire basically, as I see it, is a sellout who basically sold out the black community way back in the days when he was a gangster, going out here and selling drugs to his own people, poisoning his own people to profit at their expense as he watched them in misery. And when it comes to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, he basically is a right-wing version of the kind of sellout that some black conservatives are. And with Tyler Perry, you get the flip side of that coin that's bent, where you've got this guy on the left who basically has sold out black people as related to their image by perpetuating stereotypes about black people as related to promoting anti-black images in many of his movies. So you have two black bootlicks who are sellouts on both sides of the coin, and what these individuals are a part of a cabal that is designed to take control of the black image and create a buffer wall that was designed to keep foundational black Americans from seeing positive images of themselves for generations. Because this collaboration between Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Tyler Perry is no different than the cabal that has been formed by Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry. And what these individuals want to do is, again, basically take control of the black image by controlling being the gatekeepers over mainstream black media, being the gatekeepers over mainstream black media, to ensure that instead of us getting images that will empower and uplift black people, we will get nothing but media that basically fits the narrative of white supremacy. That's what's being done here as related to these individual moguls like Curtis 50 Cent Jackson working with Tyler Perry. Basically, what we're getting are a group of individuals who are looking to consolidate power as related to the media arm of white supremacy. Basically, what these individuals want to do is consolidate their power as related to taking control of the media arm of white supremacy to ensure that all we're going to get are a whole host of media promoting images that promote and breathe brand new life into old stereotypes about black people, and ensure that the media that black people receive for generations will be nothing but anti-black, because what they want to do is basically create a institution that will ensure that all we get are nothing but stereotypes. And these gatekeepers basically want to be the ones in control over the black image. They want to be the ones completely in control of the black image. And what they want to do is consolidate that power with these collaborations. So what we're seeing here with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Tyler Perry is not going to be good for black people. And again, this is deliberate by design, because what they want to do is make sure we never get another golden age of black media like we did in the 1980s when Bill Cosby went out and created The Cosby Show. Now, back in the 1980s, Bill Cosby had been working for over 20 years to try to take control over the black image as related to Hollywood. And what he wanted to do was basically try to make it where we would start to see more balanced images than what Hollywood had been producing. Now, before Bill Cosby came to Hollywood, what we got on a regular as related to black images were images that fit the narrative of white supremacy, anti-black images that were designed to degrade and to humanize black people, and designed to create a message that black people were less than human. What they wanted to do in their media was basically program the idea in black people's minds that they were second-class citizens, that needed to accept being inferior, needed to accept a second quality of life. Moreover, wanted to show black people in stereotypical roles like that of minstrels, like that of black brutes, like that of Jezebels, and like that of sapphires, showing black people as people who were not human and did not deserve to be loved or cared about. And again, this is what white supremacy wanted black people to see regarding themselves, until people like Bill Cosby came in and helped out people like the late Melvin Van Peebles, who basically was struggling to make the first black film in Sweet Sweetbacks that could show that there was a market for black films. And again, Bill Cosby basically was the man who opened the door for us to see the black people as human, working slowly behind the scenes with people like the late actor who was in the Mod Squad, Clarence Brown III, to help him get that job, working behind the scenes to create the Stuntmen's Union to get black stuntmen work, working hard behind the scenes to get projects greenlit. I mean, Bill Cosby opened up a lot of doors to create that golden age of the 1980s and early 1990s, where directors like Spike Lee, Robert Townsend, and the Hudlin brothers, and John Singleton were able to walk through that door to give us a richer, more multidimensional picture of black life. And as Bill Cosby and many others worked to get that door open, white supremacy was working to get that door closed. And one of the things that they did was do two things. First, they introduced gangsta rap with the NWA and their Straight Outta Compton video and record. And they also then went out here and corrupted the message of John Singleton's Boys in the Hood and ushered in the era of hood movies, changing the narrative of that film from being about a father preparing his son for life into a narrative about gangsters and street life. And with that, that opened the door for looking to shut the door on black cinema and the black image, a door that basically was closed with the Oscar wins of Denzel Washington and Halle Berry for Monsters Ball and Training Day, and Tyler Perry making his first film, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Because with the Oscar wins of Denzel Washington for Training Day playing a black brute, and Halle Berry playing the role of a Jezebel in Monsters Ball, that mainstreamed those stereotypes that people had been programmed to watch for years. Moreover, what happened with Tyler Perry is that it took us away from the art form of cinema that Spike Lee had shown us that black films could be, with his classics like School Days, Do the Right Thing, and many other films, and films like the Hudlin Brothers' House Party, which showed us black life with balance. I mean, we went from that picture back to a picture that fit white supremacy's narratives, as Tyler Perry came on the scene along with Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey. And instead of us getting that richer picture of stories of black life, what we got was to see black people through the lens of the white supremacist who wanted to only see black people as miserable and downtrodden, only wanted to see black people as miserable and downtrodden, either in hood movies, either in slave movies, or in movies that exploited black people, like Monsters Ball did with the Letitia Musgrove sex scene. That is what we have gotten for over 20 years as these gatekeepers have formed this cabal, to take control of the black image so that black people won't see any sort of images that will empower black people, because what these white supremacists don't want black people to see, especially black children, is see a balanced, humanized picture of black people, a balanced, humanized image of black people that can get them to imagine or aspire to be something better than living in the ghetto that white supremacists want to see black people live in. Because when children watch things like The Cosby Show or shows like A Different World, it shows them a richer picture of black life and allows them to imagine a world where, as a black person, you can see yourself front and center in a world where people like you have power, and you can also aspire to see yourself as someone who can aspire to do something like have a career in certain fields. That's something the white supremacist doesn't want you to see. No, all they want you to see are ghetto baby mamas, thugs, dope dealers, and gang members. They don't want you to see pictures of yourself doing things like exploring things like being a mechanic or being an engineer or being a doctor, again, lucrative fields, or even something like having your own business. They don't want you to see yourself as imagining yourself as doing things. No, what people like Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson Esquire want you to see are black people at the bottom of the world, because they want to stay at the top. They want to stay at the top and maintain their power base, and the way they do that is by programming people's minds to continue to watch their dysfunctional media and believe that this is the standard of life for foundational black Americans. This is what they want to do with our image, and this is why black people, we cannot let these people be the stewards of our image, because they are not collaborating to work towards empowering us in their media. No, they're colluding to take us out in their media. They're colluding to be able to try to control your image, and that's what makes them people we can't have as stewards over our image, because a responsible steward over the black image understands the influence of image. A picture is worth more than 1,000 words. No, a picture can open up your imagination. It can open up your imagination as a child to see the world from a perspective, and the right person in charge of that image understands that, and understands that there's a responsibility to go out here and give you an objective and balanced picture, that will allow you, and especially children, to see the world and see a place for yourself in a larger world outside of the ghetto that white supremacy wants to put you in. Because what the white supremacist wants to do with these bootlicks in charge is, again, have these gatekeepers in place, to make sure that the black image remains one where black people see themselves at the bottom of the world, see themselves at the bottom of a world where they have no hope and have no aspiration to do better. Be in a place where you just see yourself as nobody, and this is the place that they want you to be. And anybody who challenges them, what people like Tyler Perry want to call us, is highbrow Negroes. No, we're not highbrow Negroes. We understand what a sellout is. We understand what a bootlick is. And we demand better for our people as related to our image. We demand better for our people. And when we see two coming together, we know they're not going to do anything for anybody black that will empower us. No, nothing good is going to come from a collaboration of a right-wing sellout in Curtis 50 Cent Jackson Esquire and a far-left sellout in Tyler Perry. Again, two filmmakers, people who want to get into film to control the black image. One that basically goes out here and willfully and intentionally presents the worst images of black people, and the other who is one of the most incompetent filmmakers of all time, who just goes out here and wants to make films with stereotypes, and neither one wants to see black people grow to actualize our potential. That's something that neither one of these individuals wants to do, and that's why their media would be toxic, because their media isn't about black empowerment. Because as I see it, the one thing that black audiences need is media that empowers us. We need media that elevates our image, media that empowers our people, images that show us looking to aspire to be better and do better. I mean, that's what I put on my SJS Direct imprint, because as someone who understands the power of image and the impact that image can have on a child, because as a child growing up in that golden age of The Cosby Show, I mean, that show, I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I appreciate everything that Bill Cosby did with The Cosby Show, and I appreciate everything he did behind the scenes, because with him doing all that work, it opened the door for us to see more positive and balanced images of black people and see ourselves in places like colleges, see ourselves in places like business, see ourselves having our own businesses. And this is something that I really see what white supremacy is trying to do, is close the door on, because they only want to see us in the role of the janitor and don't even want to see us there. They really want to see us all in the grave. They don't want you to see black people as human. So I look at a collaboration between 50 Cent and Tyler Perry, and I don't see it empowering black people. No, I see it setting black people back to the days of Jim Crow. The days of Jim Crow, when another group of bootlicks, such as Hattie McDaniel and Bill Bojangles Robinson and many other minstrels, were out here looking to go out here and collude to control the black image, and didn't want to go out here and fight for black people's civil rights. No, they were content with tap dancing for white supremacy, the same way that I believe Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Curtis 50 Cent Jackson are content to tap dance for white supremacy. They're not about going out here and looking to take that stand that men like Bill Cosby and the late Jim Brown did. No, they're not out here making that effort. So when I hear that Tyler Perry and 50 Cent are coming together, I know it's not for our best interest. I know it's not for our best interest, because when you have two bootlicks looking to control the black image, and I mean collude to control, that's what I see them doing. I see them colluding to control the black image. And again, this is where we have, as black people, especially us in new black media, have to really start taking a stand towards creating images for ourselves. That's what I do here on the SJS Direct Imprint, because I know that it's important for us to take control of our image. Moreover, I've seen the impact of my stories on some black people. I've had fathers tell me that when they give books like the ISIS series to their kids, it really has a positive impact on them. And I've had many men and boys come to me about the John Haynes series and say how that book has basically shown them an image of black manhood and masculinity that they are proud of. And I've had people tell me that they got to see a richer picture of black life from reading books like Spellbound, which showed you a black goth and the goth subculture. And I've had people also look at other books that I've done, like A Recipe for Success, and were shocked to see a book about two black-owned businesses. I mean, these kind of stories basically, again, show you that larger world that Tyler Perry and Curtis Jackson want to take you away from. What Curtis Jackson and Tyler Perry want to do is basically take you away from a world where you can see a richer picture of black life, keep you in a ghetto, keep you in a ghetto where all you're seeing is baby mama drama. All you're seeing are hood dudes and pookies. All you're seeing are which are basically repackaged versions of black brutes, black minstrels, and black Jezebels. Again, presenting us with the worst image of black people, not showing us that richer picture of black life that Bill Cosby tried to show us and Robert Townsend and many others tried to show us. I mean, basically, this is a major step back for black people, a major step back that basically will hurt black people because, again, we have gatekeepers looking to close the gate on the black image, and again, that can only be done if the black masses don't go out here and support new black media like the SJS Direct imprint and many others who want to keep the door open. Many black folks, we've got to understand the importance of supporting new black media like I produce, because it's new black media that will be the only place where you're going to get that richer picture of black life. And that's something I dedicated myself to do in 1992 or 91 when I saw Oprah Winfrey interviewing Ice Cube and John Singleton for the movie Boys in the Hood, and that's when I saw the image of black people basically going to be in a bad place. I mean, back then in about 91, when they were doing the interview for Boys in the Hood, I saw what they were trying to do was tear down all the work that Bill Cosby had done, and that's when I dedicated myself towards looking to build on the legacy of Bill Cosby and trying to give you that richer picture of black life. I wanted to build even further because he opened the door to show me a richer world, and people like the late great Dwayne McDuffie continue to build on that, and I wanted to build further on it by taking you into a richer world, a world that black people don't see, and because they don't see it, they stay spellbound in a ghetto, trying to fit themselves in a black box that's acceptable to white people, trying to fit themselves in a black box that's acceptable to white people, where all they do is breathe brand new life into stereotypes and look to climb an imaginary social ladder, begging for a job with a bootlick like a Oprah or a Lee Daniels or a Tyler Perry or a Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And with these people in charge of the black image, nothing good can come of it. Nothing good can come of these people in charge of the black image. And that's why it's essential for us to, again, look to support new black media like SJS Direct and many others. It's essential because we are going to be the only place where you see humanized images of black people, because Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, again, a guy who basically sold poison to his own people and promoted anti-black messages in his gangster rap music, and Tyler Perry, a man who goes out here and promotes the worst images of black people in his films, especially that of heterosexual black men. There's no good that can come from a collaboration of these individuals. No good can come of it at all, because when you have two children of the corn going out here and making images of black people, it's not going to bear good fruit for the black community. No, not going to bear fruit for the black community, because you cannot go out here and get fruit from those who produce thorns and briars in the black community. No, you can't bear good fruit from those individuals, because if they made toxic media in the past, they're going to make toxic media in the future, and a collaboration of toxic media is only going to make more toxic media for black people. So when I look at this collaboration, it's not one that benefits black people at all, and we really need to be wary of these kind of moguls, because these kind of moguls aren't about making life better for black people. The only thing they want to do is make money at the expense of black people as they look to tear down the black image. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find all of the fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, such as my books like Spellbound, the Spinsterella, A Recipe for Success, The Thetas, Eternal Night, and the books of the Isis, Esteem, and John Haynes series, and the books like The Temptation of John Haynes. You can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books at other online booksellers like Draft to Digital, Google Play, and you can find it at big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to help me be able to stay on the air, continuing to make videos and continuing to make positive Black stories that show you a richer picture of Black life, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Esteem Horror in the Hamptons. The aspiring angel tries to escape a house of horrors in this action-packed, all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem Horror in the Hamptons in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes' Illuminati. A man who rules the world takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.